Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you your FriYay Pick a card. I do hope you're all well and I do hope you've had a good week. Yeah, no, actually I think I can't ask that question today. I must be honest and say, you're going to see now when we do the pick a card. It's been a week, guys. It's been weird. It's been the energies are a little bit like all over the place, a little bit crazy, a little bit mayhem, a little bit strange. So that's exactly our theme for today. um, I sort of sat with Spirit and said, right, it's pick a fry, it's FriYay Pick a card. What are we doing? And Spirit was saying, well, what's going on? What's going on? Um, it's definitely been an interesting, weird, crazy, peculiar week. And I thought I've noticed on social media, and I've noticed through my interactions with clients, and I've noticed with my own family that everybody's feeling a little bit weird. Everybody's feeling this peculiar energy that's going on. So today's pick a card is to ask and to find out what the bleep is going on. What's going on? What is happening? So as you can see, we're doing top down camera today because it's how it's happening. There's no reason, it just is how it is. And I have laid out the cards here. I have shuffled already and I have drawn cards because these cards are quite large, and I'm not going to let you see me throwing them all over the table. And this particular deck is the Tarot of Dreams. So we're working with the Tarot of Dreams, and then you can see I have got 3 oracle decks or oracle cards, and the red one at the back is the amazing and the awesome Buddha wisdom cards. Then we have the ones in the middle are daily healing. I've used these quite a lot. And then the ones in front is the secret garden. So we've got 3 oracles and we've got five questions that we're asking. So there's 5 tarot cards that we're going to be working with as well. So there's no need for me to perform my magic for you to pick the cards because the cards are already here on screen. So this is going to be bundle 1, this is bundle 2, and this is bundle 3. So you've got to ask yourself left, center, right, 1, 2, or 3. Which one has the message? Which one has the answers? Which one has the guidance that you need to hear today? So remember, our theme, our question is what's going on? Like WTF. That is that is the question of the day. WTF, what's going on? So I have written down 5 questions and I'm hoping we're going to get answers. I'm hoping we're going to get clarity. I'm hoping we're going to get guidance. So let's see where it goes. So in the timestamps below will be the timestamps for each of these bundles, so you can jump straight to it. And I do hope that you enjoy your reading. I do hope that you get the answers that you need to hear. And remember, as always, give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and I would love a comment from you below. We're going to get straight into it, starting with bundle 1. Hello and welcome to those of you who chose bundle 1 as the bundle that has the message, the reading, the guidance, and the inspiration that you need right now. Welcome. So you can see I have laid out the cards. So all I've done is just spread them out. We've got 5 cards here from the Tarot of Dreams. That's these ones over here. And we also have 3 oracle decks from the Buddha Wisdom, the Daily Healing, and the Secret Garden Oracle. And today's question, today's pick a bundle, yeah, it's an interesting one. What's going on? Let's find out what's going on. So as always, you can see that I have drawn 1 tarot card per question, so you can see that I have 5 questions, and then we're going to get information from the oracle as well. So as I said in my intro, this week has been quite a weird one, quite a strange one, quite a peculiar one to say the least. Not only for me in my own personal capacity, but I've seen with my clients, I've seen on social media, I've seen with everybody that I've interacted with and engaged with. Everybody's having a bit of an odd one. Everybody's having a bit of a strange one. So yeah, I thought today with our pick a card, we really needed to delve into this. We really needed to see what's going on, what's creating this kind of chaotic mayhem, panic stations. So the first card, the first question we have So the questions that I've drawn, or the questions that I've created, are really just what I was guided to. Okay, so it isn't anything specific. It's really just what Spirit gave. So the first question we're having is the current energies around you. So what's going on? What are the current energies around you at the moment? Oh my gosh, look at that. So we have got the Five of Cups, okay? And the Five of Cups, let me actually see if I can bring it closer and see if you can see it. So the three cups that she has across the bottom here, they're broken, they're shattered, they're destroyed, okay? And she's clearly devastated. She's clearly quite heartbroken by the whole situation. We don't see the two behind, okay? So the Five of Cups, the message of the Five of Cups is that we're focusing on all the things that have gone wrong. We're focusing on all the problems. We're focusing on all the challenges that we have in life. And, you know, we are feeling a little bit disheartened. We are feeling a little bit, you know, uncertain, unsafe. We're feeling a little bit vulnerable. We're feeling a little bit emotional. We're feeling, okay? The feels are real. And feeling a little bit overwhelmed and all of those kind of things. But what we always need to see, I mean, I love this light that's sort of shining on her. She doesn't see it in front of her. It looks all quite dark and quite drab, okay? And she's focusing, as I said, on the broken glasses. But if she just took a minute and actually looked around her, she would see, first of all, this light that's shining down. And she would also see that whatever's upset her, there's more of them in the background, and they look like they are filled with beautiful, I'm going to call it beautiful red liquid. Call it wine, call it red liquid, call it whatever you want, but it's there, okay? It's there. So the energies that are around you at the moment is an energy of disappointment, of heartbreak, of sadness, of frustration, of all of those kind of things, which I get, okay? I totally get. After this week, I totally understand that. And again, as I said to you, the questions that I've chosen and worked on this week are really just like me going, WTF, what's going on? So let's just see what we go to. So our next question, so we've understand the current energies that are around us. This question is why and what for? Why do we have that? What for? What is the point? Why do we need to feel this? Why do we need to have this kind of energy happening around us? So let's have a look and see what we get. Okay. Oh, I love it. We've got the Three of Wands. Okay. So here we have this naked man. First of all, we have to acknowledge his nakedness. Sitting on a ledge, you can see there's water, there's ocean, okay? So he's sitting on a ledge and he's waiting for his ship to come in. Decisions have been made, actions have been taken, and he's waiting for his ship to come in. He's staring longingly, and I can tell you now that even though that ship's coming in from the sky, it should be on the water, all right? So it's about fantasy, it's about dreams, it's about, you know, the desires that we have in life, and it's about waiting for the desires to manifest. It's about waiting for those desires to take place and to happen and to basically come to fruition. So the current energies around you are disappointment. Why do we have that? Okay, because that's the current energies. Why do we have that? What for? What is the point behind that? And it's purely the fact that things aren't happening quick enough, that we're waiting and now we're getting a little bit impatient. But also, I think this card is telling us it's about realigning our dreams with our reality. Okay, so here he sits naked. I don't know how practical that is. I don't know how appropriate that is, but maybe it's not about practical. Maybe it's not about appropriate. Maybe it's just about, you know what, he's sitting there so long, you know, he hasn't even noticed whether he's wearing clothes or not, but he's waiting for his ship to come in. He's waiting for his opportunities to come in. And that's exactly what the Three of Wands is all about. It's about waiting. It's about waiting for the right time, waiting for the right moments. And yeah, we are feeling frustrated. We are feeling sad and disappointed and all of those kind of things. Okay. What's the best way to handle it? All right, because that's what card number 3 is all about. Card number 3 is all about what is the best way to handle this? What is the best way to handle it going forward? Wow. Gosh, hectic energies coming through. Right, so we have got the Three of Wands, with the Five of Cups, the Three of Wands, and now we've got the Five of Wands, okay? Five of Wands is very fiery. You can see the conflict, you can see the challenge, you can see the fight that's going on here, okay? And there's a lot of fight, there's a lot of struggle, there's a lot of difficulty. But the interesting thing with the Five of Wands, it's often about, yes, it's about chaos. Yes, it's about struggle, but it's also about recognizing that each person involved in the struggle, each person involved in the fight is fighting somebody else. It's not like these two against those two. It's not like it's those two against those two. And then we've got this other person in the middle here. And it's like, who's fighting who? Who's involved with who? What's going on here? And with the Five of Wands, the message is often Pick your battles. The message is often, you can't fix this. You can't go to each person and speak common sense into them, all right? Everybody's going to fight. Everybody's going to argue. Everybody's going to have that experience. And it's about recognizing that each person is entitled to their opinion, and we don't have to fix it. We don't have to change it. We don't have to make it better. We don't have to make it right. Okay? We have to recognize that each to their own. And we can't make it better. Okay, so the question we had here is the best way to handle it. So the best way to handle your disappointment, your frustration, your anger, whatever it is the energy is, the patience and the waiting, okay? The best way to handle it is to recognize that sometimes people fight, sometimes there are disagreements, sometimes there are unhappiness, sometimes there is just that kind of energy, and it's okay. It's okay. Not everybody's going to understand your opinion. Not everybody's going to understand your point of view. Not everybody's going to understand your rationale and your way of thinking. Not everybody's going to, and it's okay. We don't all have to be the same. We don't all have to think the same. We don't all have to feel the same. It is about recognizing independent or individuality. It's about recognizing that, and it's about being okay with that. All right. So the best way to handle your disappointment, your sadness, your anger, your frustration, the best way to handle that while you're waiting for your ship to come in, while you're waiting for everything, is to just, the people who are causing conflict, the people who are causing chaos in your life, just leave them be. Don't try and explain yourself. Don't try and make it better. Just leave them be. They will eventually burn themselves out. The fire will eventually, if you stop fueling it, if you stop adding wood to the fire, it eventually stops. And that's exactly what this card is saying to you. Okay. Obviously, theoretically, it's very easy to say this kind of stuff. All right. Theoretically, it's very easy to say whatever I've just said. But, the truth of the matter is how. Okay. When, how, all of those kind of questions. So question 4 that I have here is, when is this energy going to shift? When is your ship going to come in? When are you going to stop feeling like this? When will this conflict go away? When? All right. So let's see. Now, in tarot, we don't have specific cards to answer timings, but let's see. Let's see what we get. I like how our number is advanced. We've had the 2 5s, and now we're up to the 6, and we've got the 6 of Pentacles. The question we're asking here is, when will all of this energy shift? And I like how we're going from these oranges, reds, and into the green. So we definitely are moving up the chakra system. Sorry, that's just what I'm getting here. We're moving up the chakra system, but the 6 of coins, the 6 of pentacles, is about helping others. It's about offering support and offering help to others, whatever it is that you have in abundance. And in this particular case, it's his money. And he's offering that help and assistance to somebody else. So when will this chaos stop? When will this sadness and this disappointment and this kind of energy, when will this stop for you? When will it shift? When will it move on? When there is help offered. And at this point, I don't know if this is you helping or offering help to others, or if it's somebody offering you help. I'm not entirely sure which way it is going. We're going to see what Spirit's going to give us with the rest of the cards. But when help is offered, that's when this particular energy is going to shift. And until that help is offered, we're not going to shift the energy. Okay, that's very interesting. And this card over here, card number 5, it was a simple question, and it's like, what's next? And I think with this kind of chaos, with this kind of disappointment, with this kind of everything that's going on, I think we all need to know what's next. We all need to know, like, what's coming up next. How do we handle it? So let's have a look and see what's next for you. Wow, we're back to the 5s, guys. 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 5, 6, 5. Oh my gosh, that is so interesting. And again, the colors, we're still progressing on the chakras. Why I'm suddenly seeing chakras, I of course have absolutely no idea. But we've got the yellow or orange, I don't know what color you want to call that. We're into the reds. Oh, the reds is the bottom. Okay, but I see more orange here. I know there's red at the top there, but anyway, yellow, orange, green, blue, definitely increasing or moving up the chakra system. We have got the 5 of Swords, and what's next? Okay, that's the question I was asking here. The Five of Swords basically says to you that there comes a time in life where we have to do things we don't particularly like. There comes a time in life where we just have to do chores, where we just have to do particular things, even if we're not happy with it, even if we don't like it, even if it doesn't resonate with us. But sometimes in life we have to be the tough guy. Sometimes in life we have to be the nasty one. Sometimes we have to do things that we're not particularly proud of. Okay, and that's what's next for you. After all of this disappointment, okay, the current energies around you are just disappointment, betrayal, hurt, all of those kind of feelings. Okay, why do you have that disappointment? Because you've been waiting for something for such a long time and it just feels like it's never going to change. Your situation feels like it's never going to improve. It feels like it's never going to get better. What is the best way to handle it? To recognize the conflict for what it is and to recognize that you can't fix it, you can't change it. When will it shift? When help is offered. As soon as there's a bit of help offered, as soon as somebody does that, then the energy will suddenly start shifting and changing. And what's coming next for you? You may have to do something that you're not particularly happy about. You may have to dig deep within yourself and do something that you're not particularly proud of, that you don't particularly want to do, but you have to do it. And it's part of this whole process. It's part of this whole system that's going on for you here. This is the energies. This is your WTF. This is what's happening for you right now. And you know what? I hoped that here we would have something positive. I hoped here we'd have something easy, but we don't, because the Five of Swords, it's a tough one. Okay, it really is. And it's, there are times in life where we have to do things that we don't want to, that we don't like to, and maybe even we don't feel right in doing, but it is absolutely necessary. Let's now move on to our oracles and let's just see what messages we get. So we're going to start with Buddha wisdom. Buddha wisdom is normally quite to the point and quite solid. Let's see the message we get. See yourself in others. Then whom can you hurt? What harm can you do? Oh, I like that. Okay, so let's just, because it's a little bit confusing, let's just read it again. See yourself in others. Then who can you hurt? And what harm can you do? And I think, that card in particular, I think it's talking here and talking here. So with our Five of Wands is the chaos, it's the conflict, it's the trouble. And what I was saying there is that you can't fix it. Okay, there's no magic pill that's going to make it better. There's nothing that you can do to fix it. There's nothing that you can do to get everybody to be on the same page. But if you see yourself in others, if you see yourself in each one of these people, in each one of these situations, suddenly your perspective changes, isn't it? Suddenly you see things from a different perspective and a different angle. And when you see yourself in each of these people struggling and fighting and waiting and crying and whatever else, and even here, when you see yourself at that point, suddenly like I say, your perspective shifts. You see things differently, and then suddenly you behave, you respond, you react differently. And what harm can you do? Absolutely none. And that talks to that card. All right, let's have a look at the daily healing and see the message that we have, if I can pick it up, in the daily healing cards. Respect your inner cycles and honor them on your healing journey. Respect your inner cycles and honor them on your healing journey. Oh, my word. Okay. So what are your inner cycles? So, we have to understand that life is about cycles. Each day is a cycle. Each month is a cycle. Each year is a cycle. Each hour is a cycle. Life is full of cycles. And, women have menstrual cycles. There are so many different cycles that we need to be mindful of. And you've got to understand, if you ever research or ever search your biorhythms, with each person has their own cycles of good and bad, of strong and weak, of whatever it is. And please understand that maybe that's just a cycle we're going through at the moment. Okay, and if we honor it and if we understand that this is just something we have to go through, again, it makes it easier. Again, it makes it just a little bit easier for you to comprehend, for you to understand, and for you to react and to handle it. Okay, so respect your inner cycles, honor them on your healing journey, and know that it's all going to be okay. And to end off, we're looking at a message from the Secret Garden. So let's see if I can pick it up. What message do we have from the Secret Garden? I love that. I love that generosity. So seeds of kindness. So if you've seen these cards before, there's a little image, this corner here. Everything else stays the same on each card, but this image here tends to shift and change. And we've got the 3 acorns. And 3 acorns are about generosity. They are of the seeds of kindness. They are the seeds of happiness and the seeds of joy. And the fact that we have that generosity card directly above this 6 of coins. Sorry, I see we're out of focus. Okay, so the fact that we have the generosity card directly above the 6 of coins, I think is quite appropriate. Remember, I was saying I wasn't sure who's helping who here. I wasn't sure who's offering the help, who's offering the helping hand. And the fact that we have the generosity, I think it's you. I think you have to help somebody. You have to help somebody. It's not fixing it. It's offering assistance. It's offering help. It's offering generosity, sowing seeds of kindness. And I think if you do that, even though you don't want to, so whoever's caused the hurt, whoever's caused the disappointment, whoever's caused the pain in your life at the moment, whatever has caused this chaos in your life, you need to help that person. And this is something that you don't particularly want to do. This is something that you don't particularly feel like you want to. But if you see yourself in that person, if you put yourself in their shoes, your entire perspective is going to change. And if you respect your inner cycles as well as theirs, and you honor them on the healing journey, everything's going to be okay. So friends, this is quite a doozy. Doozy, absolutely. But that was the energies that I was feeling for the week. And very interesting how the story comes out, how the cards reveal. And I hope that just gives you a little bit of insight and makes you feel like you're not going crazy. There are crazy energies out there at the moment, and we need to do what we can to honor them. So sending each one of you lots of love and blessings. Take care of yourselves and look after yourselves. And until we connect again, from my heart to yours, take care. Hello and welcome to those of you who chose bundle 2 as the bundle that has the reading, the message, the guidance, and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. Welcome. So as you can see, I have laid out the cards. We are working with the Tarot of Dreams today, and I have got 5 questions laid out, and we have got the 3 little mini oracles at the top as well. So really looking forward to see what we get. So today's topic is really a WTF. It's like, what's going on, okay? This week has been very interesting for myself and for clients and for everybody that I've interacted with and engaged with. So it was just, I had to ask Spirit, what's going on? What's going on? So we've got 5 questions that I've written down. We're looking at what energies are around you at the moment, why you have those energies around you, what's the best way to handle them, when will it shift or when will it lift, and what's coming up next for you. And then we're going to get guidance there. So I must say, bundle 1's reading was incredibly interesting. So let's absolutely see what we get coming through. I don't know if you've noticed that this week. I don't know if you've noticed that the energies have just been like a little bit all over the place, like a little bit chaos, a little bit mayhem, a little bit uncertain, a little crazy even. Okay. So yeah, I hope to shed some light, and I hope that we get to the bottom of what's going on. So let's jump straight into it. For all of you who chose bundle 2, current energies around you at the moment. And look at that, we have got card number 4, which is the Emperor. So Emperor is a major arcana card, and it is an incredibly powerful card. And just look how strong he is. Just first of all, the colors, the golds and the greens that we have there, and the fact that he's standing with his 2 arms open like that, and he's holding his rods, he's holding his spheres of light, he's holding his power. And the one is red and the one is green, and they're sort of illuminating light down on everything. Also suddenly, I don't think I've ever noticed that before. So this is his entire kingdom. Actually, let me bring it closer and show you, because the lighting is not so great down there. So he's standing and he's looking over his entire kingdom. Okay, so you can see all the palaces and all the little village and everything else down there. And what I've never noticed before are all these little white, what are they, little white doves. Okay, it certainly looks like little white doves. So I never noticed the peace doves before, and I'm really going to call them the peace doves today. So for each one of you, okay, who chose this particular bundle, what energies are around you at the moment. This is telling you it's really strong energies. We've also got Aries, who is the ruler of the Emperor. So Emperor energy is definitely Aries, which is strong, which is brave, which is courageous, which is sometimes thoughtless. You know, Aries tend to run into things. And Emperor, he's all about control. He's all about structure. He's about rules. He's about discipline. He's about all of those things. So maybe this is something that you're struggling with this week, but the energies around you this week is definitely strong. Almost, I'm going to say emotionless, okay, because that's definitely the energy of the Emperor. He doesn't have a lot of emotion. He doesn't allow emotions to sway him. He doesn't allow his emotions to influence him in any way. And I think that's where you're at. So you may be feeling emotional, but you don't have an opportunity to express or to actually feel the emotions. It's like you've just got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and carry on, because that's Emperor energy. Why do we have the strong energy around us? Let's have a look and see. Why do we have this Emperor energy? Oh wow, look at that. I love that card. You know, the entire image of that card is so humbling. It really is. I love that we've got all the different religions symbolized and reflected there. It is card number 5. So we've gone from 4, we've gone to 5. 5 in the major arcana is the Hierophant. Okay. In this particular deck, which is the Tarot of Dreams, it's been renamed to Faith. And I think, you know, the question we asked is why? Why do we need to be so strong? Why do we need to have these strong energies around us? Why do we need to be so in control? Why does everything have to have a structure and a place and a rule and a everything else? Why? And the why is because it needs to be. Faith is about trust, it's about belief, it's about simplicity, it's about recognizing that, you know, sometimes there's a higher power that we don't necessarily know about, sometimes or no, don't necessarily understand and don't necessarily know how to work with, etc. There's all these questions that we have, okay? And the faith card here is telling you that you need to have faith, that you need to have faith, and you mustn't question too much. You've got to just understand that it is what it is and it's right, okay? Simplicity. The Hierophant is the card of leadership. The Hierophant is the card of trust, of trusting higher powers, trusting beings, trusting situations and things like that, and knowing that the universe has got your back, knowing that everything is exactly as it needs to be. So there needs to be some kind of control. There needs to be some kind of strong force in your life at the moment. What is the best way to handle this? Okay, what is the best way to handle these two? Let's see what we get. Oh my gosh, another major arcana card. Wow. And here we have the sun. So first of all, here is our sun. And I just love how he is, first of all, he's depicted with all our planets around him, okay? And there is the symbol for the sun. These are all the planets around him, and it's almost like he's manipulating, isn't it? But he's making sure that everything is exactly where it needs to be. He's moving and shifting and shaping and making sure that each planet is in exactly the place that it needs to be. So again, it's coming back to control. It's coming back to law and order. It's coming back to simplicity. And it's understanding the bigger picture, because that's what the sun does. And that's what a Hierophant does as well. It's all about recognizing and understanding the bigger picture. So sometimes we feel like there's too many rules. We feel like there's everywhere I turn, there's a rule, and there's a do this and a do that and a don't do this and a don't do that. And sometimes we can feel quite claustrophobic. And I think that's the kind of feeling that I'm picking up here. Okay. But the why, the faith is telling you trust and believe and just recognize that it's necessary. Recognize that there is a higher purpose, there is a bigger picture, one that we don't necessarily fully understand and fully comprehend and fully know how to work with, but it's definitely there. And the sun is telling you, because the sun is generally positive, it's a happy card. It's a card that says everything's going to be okay. It's a card that says everything is exactly as it should be. But sometimes we have to work it. Because remember, each one of these planets is moving constantly, okay? And he's now making sure that everybody is in their place. He's now making sure that everybody is exactly where they need to be. And I may be mistaken, but to me, it certainly looks like he's holding our Earth, okay? And I don't know which planet that is. I don't want to guess because I'll probably get it wrong. I should look it up in the guidebook. But the best way to handle it is to just celebrate the things that are working. Celebrate the things that are working out for you. Focus on the positive, focus on the happy, and know that there is a bigger picture. Know that somebody's looking out for us, somebody's taking care of us, and there is a bigger picture to this whole thing. When will this all shift? Okay, so just to go back here, the current energies around you are strong, are courageous, are brave, are controlling, and through that could even be limiting and restrictive. Why? Why do we need that energy? Because we need to have faith and we need to trust. We need to recognize that there is a bigger thing. There's something bigger than you or I that's going on right here. And the best way to handle it is to make sure that everything is in its place and make sure that we understand that there is a place and a purpose for everything. And we need to focus on the happy. We need to focus on the positive, and we need to focus on the things that are actually going right for us. And when will all of this shift? When will this be over and done? When will all of this energy shift and change? Oh my gosh, I promise I did shuffle these cards. So we have another major arcana, that's 4. So you know what, guys, even before I explain the magician card, we need to understand that this is big stuff, okay? The chaos and the what's going on for you this week is big stuff. It's not like we're just, oh, the shop didn't have the brand of milk that we like. It's not little annoyances. This is big stuff that's going on. This is big shifts and big changes and big opportunities that are coming your way. So when will it all shift? Well, so it's interesting. I saw control here with the sun card, which I don't know if I've ever seen control in the sun card before, but this is what spirit are making me see, making me notice, so that I speak about. And the magician card, he is about understanding that you have everything that you need to achieve an outcome that you desire. That's the interpretation of the magician card, okay? That you have everything that you need to achieve an outcome that you desire, but it's about deciding on that outcome. But he's also about being in control, okay? Because the magician, he performs the magic. He creates the rituals. He does the work. He puts the effort in. He does everything that is needed, all right? Nobody else does it for him. He does it for himself. He is very much in control. So that word is coming through again. Control, trust, control, control. Also with the sun is the happiness. I have to bring a little bit of happiness into it because, gosh, we need a little bit of happiness in our lives, don't we? All right. So 4 major arcanas is saying to us that whatever is going on in your life at the moment, this WTF that you're having at the moment, it's a big stuff. Like I said, it's not just about the shop being out of your brand of milk. It's about big life changes. It's about the control. And, sometimes we resent that. Sometimes we repel it. Sometimes we say we don't want it, we don't need it. But actually, it's incredibly necessary. Incredibly necessary, as well as your faith, as well as your trust. Right, let's have a look and see what's next. Okay, so after all of this, when all of this is said and done, what's next? Okay, we have the 6 of Wands. I adore, love, love, love. So immediately what I see is him standing at the balcony, okay? He's got his arms up in victory. He's standing out. When you're on the balcony, it's almost like you're presenting yourself to your people. You're standing and you're allowing people to see, you're allowing people to acknowledge, you're allowing people to celebrate you. And putting his hands up, I can just hear the crowd going, rah! I can just hear the crowd screaming and shouting in celebration of all his achievements. The fact that he's wearing his armor, the fact that he's got everything on him like that is also showing that he is a warrior, that he is a fighter, that he has been out to battle. But look at all the gold, look at the red. The red is passion, the red is fire, the red is exciting, as the Wands energy is. So the 6 of Wands is the card of victory. It's the card of celebration. It's the card of victory, but it's the card of your community, your people, your neighborhood, your people actually acknowledging you for all the work that you've done. Okay, acknowledging your success, your victory, your everything. So for those of you who chose this particular reading, who chose this particular bundle, please understand that you cannot resist the change, okay? And I say that because of these 4 cards. You need to understand that it's time. There's no other way of saying it. It's time. It's time to change. It's time to adapt. It's time to go. It's time that you take control of your life while recognizing that there's a bigger picture, that there's something bigger, a bigger force at play here. Recognizing that it's time to get everything in order so that you can have the happiness, the success, and the victory that you deserve. And know that you are ready for this, okay? You are ready. You have everything that you need to achieve it. It's not like you're still waiting for a thing. Whatever it is that's on your mind right now, take this as your sign that it's time. Take this as your sign that it's time to make the changes that are needed, that are necessary, and that you have to do. Awesome. Let's have a look and see at our oracle messages. So we're going to start off with the Buddha Wisdom. And let's see the message that we get from the Buddha Wisdom card. Get it into focus. It says, set your heart on doing good do it over and over again, and you will be filled with joy. I think that is such an appropriate message, isn't it? Such an appropriate message. Set your heart on doing good. Do it over and over again, and you will be filled with joy. I love that. And I do think that that ties in quite perfectly and quite beautifully to this message that we've got here as well. You know, set your heart on doing good. Do it over and over again, because every day we revolve around the sun, you know, or we revolve on our own axis, and once a year we go around the sun. But it's over and over and over again. Do what brings you joy and know that you have it. Let's have a look at the daily healing message. So this is from the Daily Healing Oracle. Distinguish the importance of your inner spiritual work from outer success. Oh my gosh. Distinguish the importance of your inner spiritual work from outer success. You know what? You know, I often say this in my readings, that I can't make this stuff up. And this is just, again, another one of those kind of, because this is your spiritual work. This is your spiritual work, but this is also your outer success. Here we have outer success. Here we have inner spiritual work that creates outer success, isn't it? And but likewise here, this is both. This is both your inner spiritual as well as your outer. When we talk about outer success, I think it's referring to your physical existence, your human existence, and not just your belief system, not just your understanding of life and understanding of things, but it's talking about your physical as well as your, obviously, your spiritual stuff. I think that's quite relevant and quite appropriate. And then finally, we're going to have a look at the secret garden. Let's see what message we get from the secret garden. Wallflower. Look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. Yeah, look for, you know, sorry. I think this is fabulous. Emperor I see is the concrete, okay? Because Emperor is rock solid, like concrete. You know, Emperor has been carved, he's been laid, he's been put in place, and he has a function and a purpose. And his function and purpose is to protect and serve. And isn't that what concrete does in our lives? So, you know, that's maybe what you're feeling, is you're feeling like everything is just too tight, everything is just too strong, everything is just too rigid around you, okay? So what's going on? What is the current energy? The current energy is concrete. I love it. The current energy is concrete, but you have to find a way out in order to have the success. You've got to work through all the different aspects and all the different facets and all the different parts of yourself. And you have to be like that wallflower, and you have to look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. It doesn't mean that the concrete is broken. It doesn't mean that the concrete isn't functional. It doesn't mean that the concrete isn't any good. It doesn't mean that at all. But what it means is that a tiny, tiny, tiny crack is all that you need. And you've got to have faith. You've got to trust. You've got to believe that you can do this, because you can. Set your heart on doing good and do it over and over and over again, and you will be filled with joy. Distinguish the importance of your inner spiritual work from your outer success. Both are equally relevant, but they have different time frames. They have different purposes, different functions. I love this. Absolutely love this. So friends, those of you who chose this particular reading, I do hope that this resonates with you. I do hope that this makes sense, and I do hope it just gives you the kind of understanding that you need in your life right now. With love and blessings from my heart to yours, until we connect again. Take care. Hello friends, and welcome to those of you who chose bundle 3 as the bundle that has the message, the reading, the guidance, and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. Welcome. So we have an interesting theme this week, an interesting topic, and the topic is what's going on. You know, it's been quite an interesting one for me. It's been a little bit chaos and mayhem and strange and unusual and peculiar, and I've noticed it with a lot of my clients as well. I've seen it on social media, and even just the general people that I interact with on a daily basis. It's been weird. There's definitely something weird in the air, and I thought it was quite a good time for us to do a check-in and see what's going on. So I have got 5 questions that I have worked on with Spirit, and so we have got 5 cards that we're going to use to get those answers, and I've also got 3 little oracle cards as well to contribute to the message. The tarot deck that I'm working with this week is the Tarot of Dreams, It is such an awesome deck. I just love it. The colors, the vibrancy, everything is just truly stunning. And as I said, we've got 5 questions that we're working through to try and understand what's going on. So yeah, the peculiar, strange energies that are in the air, that are around us at the moment, what's going on? So let's start off. Let's get straight into it for all of you. So what is the current energies that are around you? What is the current energies that you're feeling, that you're noticing, and that you're responding to? And here we have this amazing King of Wands. You know, he so obviously when I obviously know what the questions are, I've written them down, and when I look at the cards, I often don't, I let the card talk, I let the card communicate. And you know, I'm asking, what is the energies going on around you? I'm actually going to bring this one closer so that you can see what I'm seeing when I ask, you know, because the King of Wands traditionally is about control and dominance in career, in actions and activities and things like that. So, and I think, well, what's the energies around you? But as soon as I turned this card over, as soon as I look at it, I saw the headache. I'm going to bring it closer and see if you can spot the headache. So I just want to see if I can get the camera to focus on it. So what we have here is his crown. Sorry, it's not good. There we go. Can you see his headache? So can you see the crown? He's got this gold crown on his head with these spikes, okay? These absolute sharp spikes. And I just saw that as instant headache. So I had to share that with you first of all, that what's going on around you, it's too much in the head. All right. So when we look at the King of Wands, Wands is our action, it's our doing, it's the things that we get up to, it's the things that we do, it's the things we carry out. It's our actions and our behaviors, okay? King is about strength, it's about control, it's about dominance, it's about delegation, it's about all those kind of things. When we look at the King of Wands, when we look at this particular card with regards to the energies around you, it feels like there's just too much going on, okay? There's just too much going on, and you're like not quite sure where you need to be and what you need to be doing. And yeah, you may actually be feeling like there's just too much happening in your head. And I know Wands is more, like I say, the doing and the action and the carrying things out, but you can see everything that needs doing and you don't know where to start. So there's this overwhelm that I'm picking up on with this card. It's this overwhelm of so much to do and so little time in which to do it. And maybe you've been busy, okay? Maybe you've had a crazy busy week, but actually you've accomplished nothing, because that's what I'm getting here. And it's because of this headache. I swear, I've had this deck for years and I don't think I've ever looked at his hat as a headache before. But clearly that's the way Spirit wants us to interpret it today. So the energies around you at the moment are a little bit manic, are a little bit crazy, a little bit headstrong, okay? So you may be dealing with a lot of headstrong people with strong opinions and strong beliefs and strong understandings. You may be that person yourself. You may be feeling like there's just so much to do in so little time, or you've just been so crazy busy, but you feel like you haven't actually accomplished anything, all right? So those are the energies that we're picking up around you at the moment. Why? This is the next question. Why? Why do we have these energies? What is its purpose? What is its function? Why do we have these energies? I look at that. Two of Coins. Two of Coins in traditional tarot is the Two of Pentacles. And Pentacles is, when we talk about Pentacles, we're talking about our money, we're talking about our stuff, all right? And the Two of Pentacles is about trying to find balance. And if you look at what he's doing, so first of all, he's standing transparent, okay? He's being completely transparent in who he is. So he's standing naked. He's being completely transparent, completely open, and completely trusting. And he's trying to find balance between the two halves of himself, his left and his right. He's trying to find balance between standing on ground, standing on water, and various other things. When we look at the sky in the background, we've got some clouds happening here, and we've got complete stillness on this side. So again, its message is trying to find balance between the good and the bad. Trying to find balance between what you do and what you need to do, what you must and what you need to, and what you can and what you can't. So the energies around you are a little bit strong, a little bit headstrong, a little bit stuck in the head, a little bit controlling. And the reason why is because it's going to help you try and find the balance, because maybe you were focusing on too much. Maybe you were focusing on trying to do too much, trying to achieve too much, trying to be too much. And the reason why you're feeling overwhelmed with this whole energy is because of the Two of Coins is saying, hey, let's try and find some balance. Try and find some balance into who you are and what you are and how you do things. Okay, what is the best way to handle this? Okay, so now we sort of understand that the situation, we sort of understand the problem and the challenge that you're experiencing. So let's have a look and see what is the best way to handle it. I love that, Knight of Coins. Okay, Immediately, I'm noticing the zodiac wheel in the background and the zodiac wheel in the background. So the zodiac wheel has come through twice for you, okay? And basically, my interpretation or my understanding of the zodiac wheel is the zodiac wheel references everything, okay? So it's cumulative. I don't know if that's the word. All encompassing, all right? All inclusive. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know words. I'm stuck with words. Knight of Coins. First of all, we see that the horse is reared. I love the fact that the horse has got a little unicorn spike as part of its armor. You know, he is so armored up. Look at him. He is covered in his gold. His horse is done. I almost want to say they've got too much armor on them, don't they? I mean, the horse's tail, everything is done up. He doesn't have a single piece of flesh exposed. He is just golden armor, and even his shield is a little bit, I'm going to call it excessive and over the top, and it's the same as what we have over there. The Knight of Coins. Coins is pentacles. It's got to do with our stuff. The question we were asking here: what is the best way to handle this situation of trying to find balance during the overwhelm, in the middle of the overwhelm? The Knight of Coins is saying we mustn't think about it too much, okay? There is movement, there is action, there is progress, but it's also saying to you that, sometimes we have to focus on the pretty. Sometimes we have to focus on, I'm going to call it simple, because in all honesty, the pretty, it doesn't serve a purpose as much as it is armor. It's more about show, it's more about visual than it is about function, all right? And the way that, because the best way to handle this situation, it's telling you to focus on the attractive, to focus on the pretty, to focus on what looks good. Okay, and this is something that you need to do now. This is not next week, next month, next year. This is something that you need to be focusing on it now. How do we clear our head? How do we remove this headache? How do we find the balance between what we need to do and who we are, what we are, and why we are? How do we find that balance? By focusing. I want to say focus on the superficial. I know that's crazy, and I know that's like probably the worst advice ever, but that's what Spirit is saying. Focus on the superficial. Focus on the stuff that's like surface. Focus on the surface. Focus on the obvious. Focus on the stuff that's on top. And let's not get too deep. Let's not get too deep in the understanding here. Okay. When will all of this shift? When can you expect this kind of energy to start shifting? Let's have a look and see what we get. Oh, I love it. We have card number 3, Major Arcana, and she is the Empress. And look at her fruit basket or her veggie basket. That is so full. I love the little glowing baby that she's, I know the baby's not glowing, but the light is emanating. So our Empress energy, she's all about giving birth. Okay, she's all about creation. She's all about brand new. She's all about new beginnings. Look at how she, first of all, how gorgeous she is, but then we see that she is the tree. And she is the tree that gives us nourishment. She gives birth. She is creation. Okay, so when you start, because that's the key word that I'm picking up from her, when you start bringing yourself more to the surface, bringing yourself higher up, and being more focused on the things at the top instead of always going so deep. We don't always have to be so deep. Our understanding and our actions and our behaviors and our why and all of those kind of things, it doesn't have to be so deep. There is a balance that we need to find, and the balance is just beneath the surface, and that's what we're getting from our Knight of Coins. And when we do that, when we start looking at things differently and working differently, that's when the happiness, the joy, and the success is going to come. That's when you're going to give birth to all the things that you're waiting for, all the things that are waiting for you. I love that. And then over here, what's next? Once we've got through this, once we've cleared this air, once we've cleared this energy, what's next? What's coming up next for you? And there we have the 8 of Coins. So coins again is pentacles, and pentacles, we've got 3 of them. Out of our 5 cards, we've got 3 pentacles, which is basically saying to you, you know what, it's time to focus on human. It's time to focus on real life. It's time to focus on material possessions and the things that we have that are important and significant to us. And the 8 of Coins is the card of your hard work paying off. The 8 of Coins says, you know what, you work so hard that in reproducing and recreating and creating what is important and significant. By the way, can you see the zodiac wheel there again? 1, 2, 3 zodiac wheels, 3 coins, 3 pentacles. It's time for you, all of you who have chosen this particular bundle, all of you who have chosen this particular reading, it's time for you to focus on your career, on your money, on your home, on your pretty. It's time to focus on the beauty. It's time to focus on the practical. It's time to focus, and it's time to get it going. All right. Don't overthink things. Don't think to yourself, well, I need to work for another couple of years before I do that. I need to do this before I. No, stop that, because that's causing trouble. We need to get balance. It's a balance between those thoughts, those sharp ideas that we have. It's the balance between that and actually getting busy with your life. That's what's important. And when I look at the zodiac wheels that I'm seeing in the three of them there, it talks about all areas of life. So not just one. Even though we've got the 3 coins, the 3 pentacles, which deals with your material possessions and stuff, I want to say to you, this has got to do with everything. This has got to do with big life stuff. It's time. It's time to stop thinking. It's time to stop strategizing. It's time to stop planning. And it's time to get busy. It's time to get busy. Awesome. Let's have a look at our oracle and see what messages they want to contribute to this. So we're going to start with Buddha wisdom. What message does Buddha wisdom have for you today? Be still and loving and fearless, for the mind talks and the heart knows. Oh, wow. Be still and loving and fearless, for the mind talks and the heart knows. So the mind needs to stop talking so that the heart can know. And honestly, that's the mind talking and that's the heart knowing. I love that. That's the mind talking and that's the heart knowing. Okay, now we're going to have a look from the daily healing cards. Let's see what message the daily healing gives you. Practice speaking positively about other people and events, and especially about the future. Practice speaking positively about other people and events, and especially about the future. I don't think I need to say anything more about that, do I? I really don't. Okay, and last but not least, we have Secret Garden. So let's see what message we get from the Secret Garden. Okay, so you've got the little watering can, and the message is self-care, tend to your garden. So it's time to start focusing on you. It's not time to focus on anybody else. It's not time to focus on anybody or any other situation. It's time to tend your own garden. And again, I think that is exactly the message that we were getting here. The message is tend to your own garden. And that's exactly what our Empress is saying to us. And it's time to focus on us. It's time to focus on our armor. It's time to focus on our superficial stuff. It's time to focus on those things and not always be so deep, not always be so complicated, not always. We need to get that balance right. So friends, very, very interesting reading indeed. And I do hope that this helps you to just calm the chaos. I hope this helps you to calm the mind, okay? For the mind talks and the heart knows. Practice speaking positively about other people and events, and especially about the future. So look forward to something positive. Look forward to a good future, because there is one for you. Sending an abundance of love and blessings to every single one of you. I do wish you all the best, and until we connect again, from my heart to yours, take care.